And we in. What is up, everybody? This is
What up, y'all?
Big Buddha with Nemo and Timon, and together we create the NimonTank, where we just get to talk about whatever the fuck we want, and
Whatever the fuck we want,
and whatever the
what's
fuck you
going on
want.
in the world.
Yeah,
Shit.
whatever the fuck you want to talk about, also.
Exactly.
So you got some topics you want us to cover? We can do it. We have topics that we always love to cover. Just friendship, relationships, mental health is super important to the both of us.
1000%. There's a lot of stories that we'll tell on here too. Just going through just what our fucking relationship has been. Goddamn, it's been what 20 something years, 30 something years now.
Yeah, no, I think we met when we were like 14, 15 years old, and
yeah, man. 20 fucking years going strong.
Yeah, 20 years being friends.
20 years going strong. Thank God for that. Thank God for that.
You kept me healthy, man. Mentally, you've saved my life more than one time.
Hell yeah, man. A lot of people don't realize how fucking important it is having that social aspect to your life. Shit.
Yeah, and friendships and just the support system where we've been there for each other, that, I feel very lucky because I don't think everybody has that in their life.
1000%. From people that I've met, I can tell that when I see some people's their closest fucking group of friends would be acquaintances in my life.
Yeah. So if you were to level that out, right? You got your boys right up here, right? So you got your family. You got your family above that, right? You got your brothers.
Yep.
Right? You got your boys. You got people that you know, and then acquaintances.
Yeah. You got your boys. You got your boys. Then you got just friends.
Yeah.
Then you got
I just think that I've been extremely blessed in my life that the connections that I wanted to keep, my boys have reflected that and kept friends with me. I mean, I've lost a couple along the way that I wish I still was really close to, but
as it happens.
But
I mean, life gets in the way of life, so
yeah,
that shit happens. I mean, I have some connections that were very strong connections. I mean, I would still say that they're my friends, but at this point, I don't know if they would still be in the inner circle of my boys, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So that kind of brings up some that me and Space talk about. Space is one of our boys that we both have been friends with for years.
Him too, fucking 20-something years.
Well, for me, it's
probably
it's almost 30 years with me. I've known him for a hell of a long time. He is my best friend. You my boy, you my brother, but so is he.
Oh, hell yeah.
So he always loves talking about shovel buddies, where if something were to happen and say I pass away, he's someone that if I was someone that hid things from people, he'd say, "I got you. I'm gonna dig a hole and put all your baggage and all your hidden stuff in that hole, and I'm gonna fill it up."
Term.
Shovel
I like
buddy,
that term.
right? And so he always says you're my shovel buddy. And I go, "Why are you being shady?"
Why are you doing shit you need a shovel buddy?
Yeah, he's like burn the hard drive, and it's why?
But hey, that too, that's part of being your boy.
Right? Code red.
Yes, I'll do it for you. I got you. I'll bury this dead body for you.
Yeah.
But afterwards, we're gonna have a conversation why the fuck you got dead bodies around.
Yeah, no questions asked until afterwards, and then I need to know. I need to know what's going on.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well,
that's a unique form of support. I think is, hey man, I got your back through everything. Even when you fuck up and you do something stupid, I got your back. But don't expect to not hear about it. I feel like boys can do that more than friends, though.
No. If one of my friends said something sideways to me about something, I'd just be like, all right, fuck off, right?
Exactly. Who the fuck are you again?
People don't know. I'm married to the woman of my dreams. Every dude will tell me I married up. I definitely did. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. But because of that, a lot of my family, a lot of my friends reached out to me saying like, hey, are you being used? Like, what's going on with this? And I told him, hey, man, like, I love her. I love her to death. I don't think she's lying to me. And in a couple months, we're gonna be celebrating 5 years of marriage.
Hell fucking yeah. 5 years already?
5 years of marriage, man.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Did you get your AARP yet?
No, not yet. But I will say this. I will say this, man. Like, is my marriage perfect? Absolutely not. But what we had to go through made it really makes me look at other relationships and say how easy you got it. Right?
Word. Strength comes from struggle.
Right, strength comes from struggle, and we had to have a lot of really difficult conversations that other couples will never have to have. And to be afraid or skirt around those type of questions is something that like breaks a relationship. And we had to rip that band-aid off really early in ours of this is what's going on in our life and this is what I need. So awkward relationships, awkward conversations and hard conversations is a completely different thing for me and her than it is for any of our friends. I look at some of our friends' relationships and I go, that's not an issue. That's a conversation. Yeah. That's something that I have over lunch,
That's some surface level shit, dude.
Yeah, we talk about that in the car and it's done with after we go to Costco,
Yeah. I feel you.
And people are like, oh, dude, I'm too afraid. I'm so afraid to have that conversation. It's like, why?
That's a problem.
That's a problem. If you are afraid to have that conversation, that's a problem, right? Oh, dude.
If you're afraid, honestly, dude, if you're afraid to have a conversation with your significant other, when you haven't fucking done something atrocious, like I'm not talking about a cheating conversation or you being a total piece of shit. If it's viewpoints, that shouldn't be I'm so scared to say it, because it's like,
well, so
if I'm going to share my life with you, I need you to know.
Yeah. Let's talk about like finances, right? That creates so much tension in families where it's like, well, I make this amount of money, my wife just wants to go shopping, and I can't tell her to stop going shopping. Why can't you tell her to stop going shopping?
Why the fuck not? Yeah.
Why not? But I married you because you had means. It's like, then the dude made a mistake too.
Hell yeah.
He
if you're
read
scared
that wrong.
to talk about financing, then you're scared to learn if your girl is a gold digger, is what that tells me.
Right? Like, I was expecting a certain level of life. And it's like, all right, that's fair enough. And we will hopefully get there.
And yeah, as a fucking unit, we will grow to be where we want to be. That's the whole thing of life.
But you could oversell, though, as a dude.
Of course. I mean, half the time you have to oversell at the beginning. Come on now.
Oh, yeah. No, I would agree with that, but at the same time, like, I was very open with who I was, because I said, listen, if this is not what you want, then I don't have the time to be messing with this, and you don't have the time. My wife is already once divorced. I got to ask the question, which so many people can ask the question of, so what'd he do wrong?
What happened? Yeah.
Yeah, like, what went wrong in your marriage? And I was able to say, like, oh, well, that's not me. Like, I wouldn't do that. But at the same time, like, it was that important to her that she was like, no, it rubbed me the wrong way,
Yeah.
So
that's important. That's important as shit to get out of the way.
But
I mean, even with the girlfriends, my two exes, we had those conversations of what happened in your past relationship. What fantastic thing happened for you to end up in my life.
Well, so then
that's all a learning experience.
Well, that's what dating is. Dating to me is trying out different personalities and seeing which ones you want. You're picking out aspects of personalities to create your perfect significant other, right?
100%.
And so, like, now you have an idea where I was at this point also, where it's like, I can pick out a red flag within 30 seconds of sitting down with someone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%.
And granted, I'm not a catch. I'm like a small Asian person that has a really sarcastic opinion about everything,
Word.
But at the same time, it's like, I knew what I couldn't put up with. Where if you were going to do this for the rest of our lives, I would be an angry human being.
Yup, it will grow into resentment.
Yes.
100%. 100%.
But I think so many people are missing that.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's why you have the people that their perfect day is getting the fuck away from their significant other and having what they call a relaxing day of getting away from them.
When I worked at the bar, dude, I saw everything I didn't want in my life. All right.
Oh, I can imagine the fucking red flags you saw at the bar, dude.
Well,
Jesus.
so like you could just read personalities, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they walk down, like sit down, you know what that guy's gonna buy. You know he's not gonna tip. You know that she's gonna be yelling at him. Oh, they're in a fight right now. Like as soon as someone walks in, you know what's going on in their life. And then you got guys that are there from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then they go, I gotta go fucking home.
Hell yeah,
dude, you got 3 kids and a wife. And it's like, yeah, well, I gotta eat here because she sucks at cooking.
What did you ignore? Yeah, what did you fucking ignore for so long that you're that unhappy now?
But these dudes are like, you know, they have money. They have money and they don't want to get divorced because they don't want half their money being taken.
Half their shit being taken. Yep.
Like, I didn't want that in my life. You know?
I gotta ask you, that what we just said prompts me to ask you a question of, what's your viewpoint on prenups?
If you are a person of stature, right, that going into the relationship, you know you are the breadwinner, I think it's fully okay to have it. And if she doesn't respect that because it's not out of love and she has the idea that she could step out of the marriage, then that's a red flag. Like, so women that say like, oh, or even men that are like, I'm not going to sign a prenup. I'm not doing that. It's a red flag because someone already has the idea that you are going to step out of the marriage at some point.
It's a fucking ideal. It's an ideal of, oh, I don't need a prenup because you shouldn't need a prenup. But for me personally, I know I'm going to have a prenup. We could be making the exact fucking same. She could be making
more than
more
you.
money than me.
I respect
but
that.
on my side, I want to always have a prenup. Why? Because it just keeps things even. I love you. I trust you. A prenup does not mean that I'm saying anything about you or your character. A prenup is protection because people fucking change. I don't know what will come tomorrow.
Well, so
but you gotta protect yourself.
Well, so I read this study the other day that said people can only hide themselves for like up to 3 months before they start showing the cracks of who they are.
Huh? That's an interesting fact.
Right. So, like, my thing is that me and my wife moved very, very fast. We started dating. She met my family. We were already talking about getting married within 9 months. Because we were already living together for 10. You know? And because of our situation, we kind of had to rush it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just... I read another study like years ago when I was still going through this, so this has to be at least like 5 years ago, is that people that date for longer than a year and a half to 2 years get divorced.
That's a weird stat. Why is that?
Because they dated so long that they just became that thing, and then when they got married, they found other hobbies. They knew each other too well, more or less. And then when they combined all their bank accounts, they didn't like what was happening.
I don't understand that.
Because so when they were dating each other, they had separate bank accounts, they had separate everything. Their problems were their problems. I could say, Nihal, that's your problem. You need to deal with that. That's your problem. Right?
Yeah,
but when you're married, it's our problem.
I guess. I guess, but I mean, if you're with a girl for 2 years and you're really thinking this is the one for me, I would think that even even them being a girlfriend, you're still going to fucking put in an effort.
Well, so
Yeah,
people ask
maybe
me.
the names aren't tied to each other. Every fucking asset of your life isn't tied to each other.
Well, you don't
But
know.
also,
You don't know if she has credit issues. You don't know if she's in debt, right? She's your girlfriend. She may not tell you those things.
I guess, but like I'm having that conversation before we get married. Before I ask a question,
Well, she could lie to you, dude.
I guess she could. I guess she could, but I mean, as soon as I figure that out, there's going to be a bigger problem in our relationship than anything else. I don't give
Agreed.
a fuck about the money, but now you've lied on such a fundamental part. When we were trying to set down our foundation, you thought you can fucking set it up with mud and tell me it was bricks. Like I'm not going to find out eventually.
It's funny you say that, Indian man.
Damn, hey, you know what? We're not the tribal ones that make the mud huts, okay?
I'm gonna actually adjust your camera really quick, dude, because I didn't like the graininess of it. Just give me a second. Give me a second.
You are good. I thought I saw that too. I thought it was just my connection or some shit.
No, it's because I kind of jacked you up, my friend. But where are you, though? Probably up higher. I didn't like it. There you are, you big beauty.
There it is. That brown bastard's on your screen.
Yes. And he's very attractive.
What a man. I'm telling you, the Asian bombshells, they're all here, guys. That's us, by the way. By the way, bot or not, welcome to the channel. I see 3 people in here.
Oh, really? What up, what up, what up? You know, hop in the chat, let us know what's good. You guys want to talk about stuff? We can definitely do that.
Hell yeah. Dude, I'm excited for the day that it happens where people in the chat will bring up fucking things that they want to talk about, shit that's important in their life.
That's me, man. That's me. I would love to talk to them about it. I would love to get their opinions on things.
That's what it's all about. And I mean, shit, experience is experience.
Yeah, no,
Everybody
for real.
has different ones, but I mean, I know I've learned some valuable lessons. I mean, this whole fucking conversation is stems from lessons that we had learned.
Yeah,
Lessons
dude.
that we learned fucking coming up.
Well, so all right, so we were talking about being friends, you know, shovel buddies. Like we have friends that we're really close to that I like some of my closest friends that I wouldn't consider a shovel buddy because they wouldn't pick up the phone. I would call them
that's a
brother.
problem of mine.
Well, like I would call him my brother, you know, like if you called me, right, or sent me a text message, you're like code red, this is going on. You know I'd be down there, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, code reds. Code reds are a different thing. I guess that's a thing that we have that I hope people have that. I pray that people have that in their life.
So for people
Just
that
having
don't
that
know,
code red is-
if you're ever in a situation that you really need the other person, a code red is you go no matter what, and no questions asked, you're there. And you,
That's red alert. I truly need help now.
yeah, there is no why, what's going on. It's just I'm there. I got this going on. We gotta do it. We gotta do this thing. And I think I've only done it once to you, and
I remember when you fucking sent me a code red, my friend.
yeah, no, I was in
remember
a physical altercation with someone, and like I needed
Yeah.
backup on the spot, and Neil, Need was there.
You know how I remember that? I remember that because that was after I had gotten in trouble. Hello, go ahead, up. That is after I had gotten in trouble, with the law, and this is when I was still living at home. So I got in trouble with the law, and my whole fucking life was shut down. Basically, my whole fucking life was shut down.
I believe
and-
you called it. You were on lockdown.
Yeah. Lockdown, 100% lockdown. I called my parents the wardens.
Yes, you did.
I could do nothing. And then you sent me a fucking code red at night, and I remember sneaking out of my house and not calling you until I was on the street
Yeah,
to see what the fuck was going on.
but it's just one of those things that like when you have friends that like you also don't BS. You don't call a code red unless it's a code red, right?
Mhm.
You don't like.
Code red can't be a code orange, maybe.
Yeah, like it's I need backup now, or something's gonna happen. You know.
Yep.
But it goes into like shovel buddy. Like I have friends that are super close. I call them brothers. They're super close to my family. Never call them for a code red.
I feel that.
Never do it because they're not gonna answer. It'd be a waste of a
I
phone
feel
call.
that.
You know. But
Or even if they do answer, thinking that they won't fully go through with what
they'll give you a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then that's the thing. They'll give you a ride, but the stipulation is, what time is it at?
Yeah.
When it's a true code red person, that time question doesn't come up.
It's now.
You need a ride? I'm outside.
Let's go. Yeah. Like I got the bat.
Yeah. Truly.
All right. So Neil,
But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You finish.
I was just gonna say, I do feel like that's a thing that a lot of people don't have in their life. I wish that they did. And nowadays, I mean, now that it's you can have that support online as well. Find it online, but I truly hope that people get that in their life, because that's missing from this. It's missing from a lot of people's lives.
But we cultivated those type of relationships in person, right? Like what we're 100%. Doing now is a lot of fun, and I look forward to it every single day. Like that we're gonna do a podcast.
Hell yeah!
But when I physically see you, it's my wife just says like when I get to see you or I get to talk to you and stuff, she's like, you just glow. You just get so excited. We talk on the phone for 2-3 hours.
That's a whole different thing. We talk on the phone for 2-3 hours, thinking it was like a half hour.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, dude, it's dark out. My wife's passed out.
Yeah. Oh, we got more time to chill.
so for people to understand our relationship, growing up, we lived very close to each other, but we really got close after we got out of high school. Once we got into college, and we both didn't do great in college, we started just hanging out on the fly, and it was just kind of meet up. We'd smoke some weed, we'd drink with each other and stuff, but it was more like we'd meet up with our friends, and like we'd both just be there, just hanging out.
Yeah.
But we always made each other laugh. We always had a really good time with the other person. And then it turned into all of our friends kind of like moved away. And so we were the only two from the crew that were around. So we just hung out all the time. I get done working at the bar at like midnight, 10 o'clock, and I'd meet up with him. We'd walk around a park near his house for hours just talking.
Oh, during lockdown. So real quick, I got to go on a bit of a spiel here. Just a little background. When I keep talking about this lockdown, it's because I got arrested. My first arrest I ever had. Everything fell apart because I was still living under my parents' roof, so they were able to take away everything. My car, every piece of freedom that you can imagine.
Oh, give me 1 second.
Gone.
Give me 1 second. Yeah. I was there when he got arrested. And it's not.
And you tried to save me from
I tried my best, but they literally pulled out guns on my dude. And And they told me to get the fuck out of here.
That was the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
It was wild. It was wild.
They literally had me hold my keys out of my window and drop them on the ground before they all came up with their guns and flashlights on me. Dude,
it was wild. I'm like trying to tell them.
I will say though, I didn't do anything that warranted that. Okay, they were there for a whole different reason. They were there for some hit and run driver that just happened to happen on that street.
Agreed.
A little bit ago. And I happened to be driving down there, so they were already looking at me. And then
you dropped
my dumbass. Yeah, my dumbass. I dropped my phone, went to grab it, and I touched the fucking curb.
Dude, it was like fireworks.
3 cop cars.
Dude, it was like fireworks. Oh, I saw in my rear view, and I just saw these 3 stubby police officers running to their cars.
3 cop cars flipped like that. They flipped like that, and I knew I was fucked, but I didn't know that guns would be drawn. But anyways, that's the whole reason I was.
We were 10 miles. We were less than 10 miles from home. We were less than 10 miles from home. Like he didn't need his phone. He didn't need his GPS.
Yeah,
He was behind me.
It's roads that we drove
all the
fucking
time.
hundreds of
Yeah,
times.
hundreds of times. He was behind me. He could have followed me home and got home.
Hmm.
So that's what was just so
Hard-headed.
wild to me.
Hey, mistakes. You learn from. Some people learn from their own mistakes, and I am one of those people. I'll be the first one to say it.
I am someone
But
that
during
can.
that, huh? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I am someone that learns through my friends' mistakes.
I was a fucking encyclopedia for him.
So really quick, after he gets arrested, I tell the police officer like, hey, listen, can you get? He's like, do you know this guy? I was like, I mean, yeah. Like I know him enough. Can you just like give him my phone number? Because I know you're gonna take his phone from him. So at least I can call someone to go get him, you know? And he was like, yeah. What's your name? What's your phone number? And I was like, fuck, I just fucked myself. Like he's gonna be like, I'm gonna run this kid too, you know? I can't hear you. You muted yourself.
Oops. I said they were probably sitting there like, okay, why don't you just follow us down to the fucking station?
Yeah, you know. So this all happened because Mihal came and saw a gig that I was playing at.
College frat show kind of thing.
Yeah, so we're in a basement
at
of a frat. You know, I'm playing music with my group at the time. Big Buddha came through, shut the place fucking down.
That y'all were already killing it. Y'all were already fucking killing it. They owned that goddamn stage.
And
I was a roadie, which was great. That was fantastic.
he like, oh dude, that entire night, I'll never forget it. But I just remember getting a phone call from you at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, after the cops were sitting there shit talking me the whole time, talking about, oh, I don't know how he's blowing. So it was a DUI, and I don't remember what I blew, but it was like right over the limit. And they were sitting there right in front of me, being like, oh, I don't know how this guy blew this. He's fucking drunk as hell. And I was like, I'm here. I can hear everything. What the fuck, yo?
Well, so then I get there, right?
I hid out.
Well, so I get there after you call me, and the guy that's in intake, right, that's signing people in and signing people out, I played baseball with. Like, him and his cop buddies would come into my bar. Like, I would see him. Like, I remember the day he graduated, like, police academy.
That son of a bitch.
Right? So he comes in, he goes, you here for Big Buddha? And I was like, yeah, how you been, man? And he goes, your boy fucked up. I was like, I know, man. But he's good. But he's good now. He's like, well, can you sign here? 'Cause that says, like, you're responsible for him.
The release,
Yeah, the release. You're responsible for him. I was like, I don't want to, but I am.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm going to take him back home until he sobers up, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, he's been really good. Like, he's been really good and respectful in here, you know? I just want you to know. And I was like, all right, thanks, man. So...
I'm not going to be an asshole.
Right, so then I get Big Buddha back to my place, and from 7 a.m. to about 11 a.m., phone just blowing up.
Blowing the fuck up. I was supposed to go home that night. I just disappeared from home and did not tell. I didn't contact my parents, I think, for like a day and a half, 2 days.
He lived in my room. He lived in my room because I had like a pull-out couch.
I was Anne Frank. I was the brown Anne Frank.
In a basement.
At fucking Simone's house over there.
Yeah, man. Like it was
figure out
wild
how the
times.
fuck do I get out of how do I get out of the country? Oh my god.
But you know.
But yeah, after that fucking lockdown, everything was gone. I had zero social life. I had zero life other than going to work and coming back home. And this man saved my life just from the fucking nighttime walks that we took, because he would leave work at midnight, hit me up, let me know that he's gotten out of work. And this was, oh my god, it was fucking winter time too. Winter in Jersey. Winter in Jersey, so it's cold as shit. So he'd hit me up, he'd tell me, hey yo, I just got out of work, I'm on my way. Alright, bet. My ass would put on like 4 pairs of fucking sweatpants, 4 pairs of fucking sweatshirts. I would sneak out of my house to meet this man at the park in the middle of my neighborhood. And then I would strip off some of the sweatpants for him, some of my sweatshirts for him. And I shit you not, we would walk for
miles.
2 hours.
Miles.
just the entire time walking circles around that fucking park, just talking and bullshitting, and that. I don't know if you realize how much that fucking helped me, but you were the reason that I stayed sane through that shit, dude. Truly.
I couldn't imagine how lonely you felt.
That was the thing, because I mean, both of us, we're social fucking creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to not talk to anybody, literally at all. Like, I didn't have games in the house, nothing. I got everything taken.
Well, so
And,
like to me, it's one of those things that like you and I don't lie to each other. Like we do something fucked up, we do something stupid. We just, yo, man, I did something really stupid.
Yep.
You know, like
I done fucked up, man.
I done fucked up. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like this is exactly what happened. I'm gonna yell at you. I'm gonna tell you you're an idiot. You know, I'm gonna tell you what I think, and likewise, you're gonna tell me what you think, right? But it's because we're
we
friends.
give a shit.
Yeah, because we care, and not enough people are
actually give a shit.
I don't care if you get mad at me, because I told you exactly what I felt and what I thought at that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can apologize later, but in that moment, I'm looking out for you because I care about you as a friend and as my brother. And same thing with me, where you're going to tell me something I don't like, I may wig out at you.
We'll have a little shouting match. We'll fucking yell at each other, whatever. I mean, not like that's never happened before.
Yeah.
And we'll get the fuck into it, but then once we cool down, it doesn't even have to be. I don't think it's ever been a full day of like, I can't fucking stand him.
No, it's more like
a couple hours go by, if that.
Yo, man, like okay. I feel like that was kind of fucked up, but like I see where you're coming from. Like I didn't look at it from that way, you know. Like,
exactly. Then it was like, oh, I actually thought about it, and you weren't just being an asshole. You were actually trying to fucking help the situation.
Like I've had friends that literally have like stopped talking to me because I told them the truth. I was like, hey man, this is what's going on. Like, I'm your boy, so I'm gonna tell you the truth, and then stop talking to me.
That's a shame. That's a shame. That's
years later, they've turned around and they've reached out to me on like Facebook, or they reached out to me by like texting me and stuff. They're like, "Yo, man, it was actually true. She was cheating on me. Like, I'm really sorry. Everybody knew, but you were the only person to tell me."
Only one that actually fucking said, yeah.
Right? Like that happened in our friend group. Like not our our broader friend group, but like the Patel group.
Hell yeah.
But like he was like, why wouldn't anyone tell me that? I was like, because they didn't care about you. They used you as like, let's go smoke hookah. Who's gonna pay for the hookah?
Do this stuff so that we can pay. Exactly. So
like
that we
who's
can
covering
split
this?
The bill evenly or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like I got $7, you have $7.
And then when it fucking happens, half the people are sitting there loving it, eating popcorn, watching the drama.
Yeah. Yeah.
When your real people are gonna be there right next to you, just in as shitty of a fucking mood, as shitty of a spot, because there's nothing happy about you fucking up.
Yeah, we in this, man.
There's no fucking being happy that I get to say "told you so."
Yeah.
At any point from either of us.
So for everyone to know, Big Buddha and I and our like personal friend group, we do this thing that, and he actually brought it up the other day because I was apologizing to him. And as friends, we shouldn't have to apologize to each other because we respect each other. So we came up with this thing where if one of us says I'm sorry for something that is really dumb or is unnecessary that we feel the other one has to say sorry, we put up our hand like this, and Neil, go ahead. Go ahead, Neil, do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bam.
Exactly.
He'll slap my hand. Boom.
Yeah.
Because
slap it. You better slap your hand. We'll say that shit on the phone. That's exactly what I said to him on the phone. We were talking about NimonTank. We were talking about NimonTank, and if you guys go back and watch video 2, right?
Yeah, on Twitch. It's only on Twitch. I didn't put it to YouTube.
Okay, so if you guys go back on Twitch, watch video 2, we're still in our learning phase, and he apologized because the sound got messed up for a little bit of the video, and he apologized to me, and so I straight up told him, slap your hand. Not a joke, slap your hand. Because why the fuck are you apologizing? No need to apologize for some shit like that. I'm so proud of how much this man has fucking learned in such a short amount of time.
I appreciate that.
Apologizing about his bullshit.
So there's a. Is there a line in polite society that you shouldn't say I'm sorry? Because like in
They
polite
should
society,
not.
yeah, like polite society, I will normally say I'm sorry, I apologize, pardon me, if I bump into someone.
I'm a big sorry guy in public, but I think that comes from customer service background.
Agreed. We both have
In all
been
honesty.
a lot of customer service stuff. Then there's a line that I have that I will not apologize for.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If I
Someone
feel
gives me
like I'm being slighted or disrespected,
someone gives you a look like you fucked up, but it was you that fucked up. I'm not saying
yep.
sorry. I'm not doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They confront me. I will stand 10 toes down on that.
100%. I'll die on the fucking hill.
Yeah.
I will die on the fucking hill.
Is it hill
if
or
it's
hill?
little things, I mean, shit. In that sense, hills. Fuck it.
I think it's hilt though.
Is it hilt? Die on the hilt? It's not die on the hilt?
I think it's hilt.
Alright. No, they're both a thing. Die on the hill is an idiomatic expression meaning to stand on a firm belief. And
10 tones down.
Die on the hill is a less common idiom, but it's related to the idiom die on a hill, which means fight fiercely for something or stand.
Okay, 10 toes down. Gotcha. So, I had a question for you. And this is gonna kind of like bring up a bunch of different things. So tell me if like it gets a little too expansive, right?
So.
You are a single man in today's terribly
god awful dating world, yeah.
Yeah. Where I think that so many people just have such a bad idea of what a gentleman is, what is acceptable on a date, what is acceptable on a location for a date, and what are red flags. I think that it's such a wide variety of things that
it's huge.
It's ridiculous.
Dude, it is tough sledding out here, dude. It is tough fucking sledding out here.
Okay.
Because now I'm not generalizing for any sect of people before anybody tries to make some bullshit out of nothing, but the amount of people that are very, I don't know, in my opinion, it seems very petty.
Or is it entitlement?
Maybe it's that. Maybe it's entitlement. Honestly, what I think it mostly stems from is Instagram and TikTok and
they want to live that life and they want the pictures.
Yeah,
nobody shows you
the
behind
views.
the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the views of that kind of life is what people seem to be going for. And it's tough, man.
I am a woman of value. All right. I don't know what kind of trash women you normally are with.
You need to show me that you know my value, and I'm okay, sure. And like, oh, let's go to this steakhouse fucking every week or whatever. And it's like, so me spending money on you is the only way that I can show you that you're valuable to me? That's not my kind of person.
Okay, so
I'm in it for the person, not the wallet.
So So for all the viewers to know, my wife is Colombian. She's from Colombia. She doesn't speak a lot of English. I actually learned Spanish rather quickly just to take her on our first date.
That's fucking awesome.
I am now not fluent. I would never say fluent because I don't think I'm fluent in English either. I found the definition of what is fluent, and I'm definitely not. But I will say that I met my wife in person, and I think that's a very, very difficult thing to do in today's world. And watching people interact with other people before you start interacting with them specifically is a very different dynamic than seeing them online, seeing them, not in their element,
Mm-hmm.
and so like it can be deceiving. So I do feel bad for today's world. Like I feel bad for you, dude, that you have to deal with these women that are like this.
Did I ever tell you about one of the first girls that I dated? Now, at the beginning, all I asked for in that first beginning stage is honesty. That is it, because we're trying to get to know the base level of each other, so why the fuck would we bullshit about it?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a girl that I talked to her for like a month, maybe more than a month. I was digging her. But then there was something we were talking. Oh, I have a plant wall in my apartment, so I sent her a picture of the plant wall,
Oh, cool.
and so she sent me a picture back of a plant that she had on her desk. Right next to it was a picture of her and all of her several kids. Now I am not going to be someone that's like, oh my god, if you have kids, you're automatically, oh my god, not for me.
You look at my
But
situation. My wife has 2 kids, and it was something
yeah,
that I was okay with. Off the
hmm
rip, I was okay with it. She was very upfront about it that she had 2 kids.
that's
I was
that is all I
adopted.
ask.
I was adopted as a kid, so it's something that I was very open to. The only reason why I accepted to marry her is because I accepted that I can love her kids as if they're my own. But I'm sure for you, Nihal, it's,
Give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry.
yeah.
The pizza just got here for me.
So I was very okay with, any father role because I had a great role model in my own father. He's one of the closest people in my entire life. Uh, my adopted grandparents and aunts and uncles are super close to me. My cousins are like my sisters. I cannot thank my mom for finding such a great man with such a great family that he legally adopted me and my older sister. We took his last name, um, and it's a way of life that most people don't understand. But because of that, I was able to, when I met my wife, it was something that was very important to me that I could love them as if they were my own kids, uh, that her family would accept me. Um, but yeah, no, it's just, I think that's an aspect of life that some people just aren't ready for. They don't want in their life. They don't want kids. They don't want the responsibility of kids. And some relationships work out like that. It does. But in my case, it was really important to me that I got to know them. I could spend time with them. I play video games with them a lot. I'm working on editing some videos just for us at home. So, it's neat being a dad in a lot of ways because I remember running home and going, "Oh, I want to go hang out with my dad. I want to play baseball. I want to go do this. I want to go do that." And my dad going, "I am really tired. I need like 15 minutes to unwind and then I'll play baseball with you." But I got these kids and they're like, "Oh, can we play Rocket League? Oh, can we do this? You want to play some Fortnite?" It's like, yeah,
I
yeah,
hope
we can
you.
do
I
that.
hope you let everyone know that your son is definitely better than you at Rocket League.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a job.
Oh my god.
I get like notifications when he's playing.
Wait, how old is he again?
He just turned 11.
Yeah, dragging the 11-year-old. God, jobless Rocket Leaguer.
Dude, I was clipping a video of us.
Oh
I was
shit.
clipping a video of us, and literally every single time like he scores, I'll throw like these like fire images up and like drop this like the sound whenever he scores and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that, right? So I was doing the same thing for me, but mine's lightning, right? Mine's lightning going all around, and
Oh word.
we played for like 30 minutes, right? And I had to use like 42 fire image like effects and like 10 lightning effects. And I was like,
That's awesome. That means there's a hell of a lot of fucking score.
yeah, no, we ended up he ended up
Wait, are
asking
you
if,
trying to be part of the podcast? Get
"What
out
up,
of here.
dog? What up, dog?" He's like, "I don't know what I'm looking at, but these two are stupid." He looks
I
so
was sitting there
bored.
like, Dad, why the fuck are you looking at yourself on the screen?
Yeah, yeah, he looks so bored. He's like, "I don't understand."
Holy shit.
It's like
Real quick. I am never ordering pizza from where I just ordered. Ever again. I went and I answered the door and I said, "Hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing?" And she said, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "Oh God." I literally said, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's been a long day. I wasn't paying attention." And she's like, "Oh, I felt so bad. She goes, "Oh, it's been happening all day. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm never ever going to see these people ever again. I feel bad."
But why? Like, you didn't tell me why. You just said, "Oh God."
Why? Because I called her man and bro at the beginning of the conversation, thinking that it was a male person.
You skipped that. You skipped that entire detail.
It was not, in fact, a male person. It was not. So yeah, never ordering pizza from there. Side note, the pizza looks amazing.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord, dude. Well, so all right. So, what kind of girls are you into, man?
Meaning,
So for me,
ethnicity-wise?
for me personally, I don't date Asian people. Like
Oh, I see what you're saying.
like I don't date Asian. Like I would date an Indian girl, right? Like if that was like on the
Yeah.
table, I would definitely date an Indian girl. But like Japanese,
Honestly-
Korean, Chinese, like I would never do. Being a Japanese person myself, like I just all of them could be my sister.
I see what you're saying.
And like
see what
I
you're
just
saying.
I can't do it. It kind of
I'm
grosses me out.
I'm blessed to only have a brother, so I will never look at any girl
Well,
and be like, "Oh,
Yeah, think
Oh,
about if you
sibling,
met a girl that looked like Edna.
oh my God, that girl is not going to dinner with me. I guarantee you that. That's 1,000%. But honestly, I don't think I really have a hang up. At least ethnicity wise, I don't have a hang up.
I've dated the board.
Even
I've gone with the board, except for Asian.
I think I've dated everyone except for I don't think I've ever dated a black girl.
I've gone with every race except for like Asian.
Word. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten with a black girl. But I mean, not for because of decision.
She goes, if we ever had kids, our kids would be a weird brown.
You never know what the palate's gonna come out as.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I don't think I have any hangups like that. I'm a very fucking go with the flow person. Like I've learned that from my relationships. Is if I like you as a person enough, there's a lot that I'll put up with. There is a lot that I'll put up with. I've learned what my red flags are too, because the ex that I moved down here with,
Mm-hmm.
like she taught me one of my biggest pet peeves that I didn't even know I had,
Uh-huh.
which is the phone. The phone, being on your phone when it's time for
Meals.
like family time.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Uh-huh.
that's what I think about it as, family time. So she would be on her phone all the fucking time, all the time, which isn't usually a big deal. But if we sit down for dinner or something like that, I expect for the phone to at least go away a little bit. You know, like we'd be out sitting at a actual restaurant, and she would just be on her phone the whole time. And we'd be talking, but she'd barely look up, and it would just be talking to somebody.
So it's like she's not even listening. She's not in the conversation.
Yeah,
She's only
yeah.
a foot in, foot out.
And she could have been answering every fucking question I was saying, responding to things, everything. But the complete disconnect of I'm sitting here looking at your forehead when I'm not being looked at all during this conversation. I learned that it's a huge pet peeve for me.
Do you want to know
Huge
something
pet
crazy that like my wife and I literally witness when we go out to the bar? Is we'll put down our phones, right? We'll put them face down on the bar,
That's
at the
how
table.
my phone is always face down on the table. So if it rings or vibrates, I'll know that someone is reaching out.
But
I could check real quick, but I don't need to be reading everything.
we'll watch these like young people, right? I'm old at this point. I don't look old, but I am old, you know. But I'll watch these young people and like we'll stare at them, and they'll literally be like texting each other or Instagramming each other or like TikToking videos to each other, and they both go and they look back down at their phone. Like it's so crazy to me.
Oh my god, yeah, that shit will drive me crazy.
But here's the thing.
Been a couple of the dates that I've been on with the fucking girls now is been that as well, where it's like, is it cool to seem completely uninterested or like what the fuck? Because like I had one of the girls that hit me back asking why I stopped talking to them, and I was like, you were there on the first date. You might have not realized phone the whole. But you were there on that first date too, and that is the whole reason I'm not talking.
Well, so that's why I really want to do, like, have the community reach out to us, ask those questions, call up these girls, and say, so what went wrong on the date? Why do you like? Can we help? Can we help our sub like figure out like what did they do wrong on the date that you don't want to respond? Because without
that
content,
I like a lot.
without content of like understanding, oh, you know, he didn't do this on the date, he didn't do that on the date, and then we can look at it and going, well, you know, your ask is kind of ridiculous, or oh, listen, bro, that's very good reasons.
That's something that you should look into.
Yeah, you should try to figure that sucker out.
It'll help you in the future, yeah.
Yeah, and like other people may go, I never thought about that, right? Like I would love 100%. To be able to do that because I think it helps not only that person, but it helps everybody involved.
Yep.
Right.
See, that's another thing that I'm noticing nowadays is so. This might be prickly to say because I think that the whole boon of knowing yourself, accepting yourself, and letting people know
be your real self.
Yeah. It's like that's all well and good, and it's great to know yourself and all of that. What I don't like about that, what I feel like it's doing in society, is giving people an out of being like, hey, I told you that I do this or I'm like this. So you should just accept it, and it's never going to change.
No. I think what
you can't do that on every fucking aspect.
I think what you're saying is this: that you are all for people being their true self, right? Unequivocally you, right? Because I think you and I are unequivocally us, where you and I are confident enough in who we are, where it's like, no, I got faults. I can tell you my faults. You know, I can tell you my faults faster than
I'll list them out.
Yeah. I can tell you them faster than I could give compliments to myself, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, you can't then be upset if someone's not attracted to you because of who 100%. You are. So you're saying this is me and you should just accept it. All right, I accept that you are you, and I don't like it.
And I don't accept that as a person that I'm having a relationship
with.
So
you should be able to say that also.
Yep, but then you come off as the asshole, which I don't.
No.
They try and make it seem like you are the asshole.
That's what it is. They're going to make that story that you're the asshole to all of their friends, you know? And guess what?
Oh, yeah.
They probably got a lot of friends, but no real brothers and sisters.
Yeah, it's the acquaintance friends.
Well, so it's as we talked about. It's like they have a lot of friends that just are there to watch the drama occur.
Yeah, they want to see the fireworks.
Yeah, and like that's not what we're here for. Like, dude, I have people that I know that I don't like by any means, but I just sit there and wait for that drama to come out. I'm like, oh, here we go.
1000%, because you know, 9 times out of 10 too, it's somebody that you would offer a grain of advice that would be thrown right back at you, and then you're like, oh, okay, sure. I will watch the train. I will
love reading it's better than a Reddit thread, you know, because you know the people involved. Like it's just crazy to me that people do that kind of stuff. But you know, people that live online, I don't understand either. Like I'm not someone that posts every single day online. I'm not someone that like, oh, these are the problems I'm going through. I post 3 times a year. I post on my mom's birthday. I post on my birthday and my wife's birthday.
I think Mother's Day and when I got Jax was like my only posts, and before that was like 12 years before that or something. Something ridiculous.
I post on Jax's Instagram more than my Instagram.
Honestly, I want to start a Jax Instagram because if I open my fucking camera roll to show people,
I bet,
which I will not do.
That sounded really bad, dude. That sounded really bad.
95. Well, hey, somewhere in that 5% is going to be a picture of anybody to see. Okay,
is it you in a bathroom?
That's gone. That's lost to the ages, my friend.
Dude, I wish.
That's a lie. It's not lost to the ages. E-Rock has that shit somewhere in some fucking underground bunker. He has all of those blackmail pictures, for sure. absolutely sure.
He downloaded an app just to get screenshots.
The Snapchat thing?
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck? This man download because I used to be heavy on Snapchat. And I'd make some cool shit. And I would send some outlandish shit. And one of our friends fucking got an app that allows you to record videos and save the pictures.
He's a little creepy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel good that he has the pictures, but he has them.
Well, so I was talking to Space the other day, and he didn't know the story about his wedding with the girl that E-Rock brought.
Oh, really?
He had no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's kind of crazy. Oh, that's kind of crazy. That was one of the things where my advice was told, my advice was heard, and then it kept going down the track. So I was like, okay, my G, I got you. You do you. I'm there for you if things shit out, but okay, we'll just watch how it goes. And it went exactly how the fuck all of us knew it was going to go.
We all knew how it was going to go, but
there's some rando pando that came through, got a +1, and
got a +1 late. Like
late
they were mad my brother came as my +1.
Yeah.
And then they didn't say shit to him. They were like, he needed a win.
All of us were like, who the fuck is
dude,
this?
I told Space, I was like, dude, Big Buddha and I had a better chance of double teaming her.
100%. Are you kidding me right now?
Like, she would have hung out with us all night long.
Easily. There was way too much. If I was Eric, I would have... I don't know if I would have felt some type of way, but she was very handsy.
Yeah, dude, very handsy.
Touchy-feely. And I was like...
Very handsy. I thought
you're
honestly...
making me uncomfortable, I can only imagine the person you're a +1 for.
I was not uncomfortable.
Okay, I wasn't uncomfortable with the touchy-feely. I was uncomfortable with the person being there able to watch the touchy-feely.
Listen,
That's what I felt off.
Well, do you remember when we went to AC and all he wanted to do was go to the club?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Alright, so
God,
we planned this trip to go down to the club, go down to AC. All of us are 21. I was probably 22 at that point, to be honest.
Yeah, we were younger.
And I've already been, so like I kind of knew the layout of things. So we all meet up at Space's house, and we are planning this trip. E-Rock decides, fuck this, I don't care, I'm not planning it. You guys do all the planning, just tell me how much I owe. So all of us got really frustrated with that. And so we said, alright, well fuck it. Like, we'll plan it all out, it's cool.
You just bring what we need you to bring.
Yeah, you pay and bring what we need you to bring. So I came late because I had to work Saturday in the morning, and I drove down. And I was like in charge of, I think, drinks. So I brought like, you know, a bunch of Gatorades, waters, just like, because I knew we were going to be super hungover. Brought an extra bottle of like vodka with me.
Oh, yeah. You didn't even need to bring out. We brought alcohol.
Yeah, you guys had alcohol, but I was like,
yeah.
You know, knowing you guys, you probably drank it Friday night, you know, this, that, and the other. So I arrive, and I get there by, I don't know, maybe 12 o'clock, and you guys are all passed out. You guys won't even answer the door. Right? You finally get up, you guys let me in after pounding on your door for like 30 minutes. Like, security's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Are you sure you're supposed to be here?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's the right room, I swear. So I'm banging on the door, and I swear, this door opens up, and the worst smell of old beer and alcohol just, like, drains out of this room.
Oh, my God.
And then we're like, oh, you know, everybody's hungry. E-Rock, what'd you bring for food? And he goes, oh, guess what, guys? I got the best thing. And we're like, what? And he goes, I got the last box of Twinkies ever. And we go, oh, okay. And what else did you bring? That's all I brought.
No. I think he brought a box of Pop-Tarts, too.
You must have ate that the night before because I did not see a box of Pop Tarts when I
No,
got there.
maybe that didn't because we were all fucking starving.
Yeah,
Because we there was
like
nothing.
I was fine because I ate. I ate that morning, and then you guys were all starving, and then he brought one box of Twinkies, and
He didn't have to do anything except for and we didn't even say get food for like time or anything like that.
We were just like get deli meats, and we'll make sandwiches while we're there. Right?
Get some shit that we can make some food. That's it.
So then he's like, I don't even want to gamble while I'm down here. I just want to go to the club. So we all go, we don't want to go to the club. We want to either gamble, there's a cigar bar, we want to hit up the cigar bar and stuff like that. And he's like, nah. I want to go clubbing. I'm going to get a girl. We're like, all right, whatever, dude. We're all now pissed off.
By the way, every single thing that we ever did, he always thought, oh, this is the one, I'm going to find a girl.
He's still single to this day. But...
Oh, my boy.
But, we're all kind of fed up because of the whole planning thing and the food thing. And so, we all... And this is just like The Hangover. We dress up to the nines, right? Like, we got suits on.
Yeah.
We're looking like we're ballers, right? We're walking in with, $200 cash,
That shit was a lot of fun.
We went to the table, and there's a guy in sweatpants and a nasty white shirt dropping $1,000 a hand on blackjack.
Yeah, motherfucker looking like he's homeless.
Yeah.
Just dropping thousands
of dollars for a hand.
I remember watching that for a minute.
Well, so then...
It was literally watching, and within fucking 10, 15 minutes, you're sitting there like, oh, okay, that's my rent for fucking 4-5 months now. Okay.
Well, what we realize is really rich people don't dress up.
Right? That's how you know who's actually rich.
Right? So then
people who look like they're rich are not actually rich.
So then we're like, all right, we all lost a bunch of money. Let's go up to the cigar bar. So we're going up to the cigar bar, and E-Rock's like, yeah, I'm going to the club. And we're like, all right, that's cool. That's on floor 4, and we're going to floor 7. And he's like, oh, no one's coming with me? No one's coming? No one's coming? And we're like, no, we're not doing that, dude. Right?
We told you, we're not trying to go to the club.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We're never clubbing guys.
Never ever. So we go up to the cigar bar, we're I think we're smoking cigars, and all of a sudden he walks in, within 5 minutes of us smoking these cigars.
Yeah, he was not gone long. He was not. He was not gone long.
And it turned out it's because it was Gay Pride Month, and it was a giant Gay Pride night.
Oh my god.
We have no problem with gays, lesbians. We don't have any problems with anybody. But it was just
live your fucking life. But the notion of him being like, I'm gonna leave because I'm gonna go get some girl, and then he showed up to a gay bar with all gay people. I remember him talking about how they were just super fucking nice. They were super nice. And then that's what made him start getting confused. Wait, I'm surrounded by almost all men. Which I'm sure he stayed for an extra 2 minutes, and then he came back just to make sure.
So this is what it's like to be hit on?
Yeah, really though. Holy shit.
Listen.
That's probably what he meant by they were so nice.
They bought him a drink.
God.
They bought him multiple drinks. And he's like,
oh my fucking god, it all makes sense.
So my problem
Holy
is
shit.
Women that look at me and they're like, oh, I like him, are people that love anime and they think I'm a Hello Kitty doll that they can put on their shelf, and they can and they can present to people going look at my Japanese boyfriend.
Look how cultured I am.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's happened to me so many times where it took me a minute to realize. It took me a minute to realize, but then it's oh, I'm a prop.
I get that. I can understand it. It hasn't been done to me, but I can understand it.
And it's well, do you like me? I love your culture, but do you like me? It's
and then they're sitting there hey, Timon, do you want to watch anime with me? And you're like, oh, bitch.
Not
I
really.
don't ever watch. I never watch anime. No, thank you.
Like I do watch
That was
anime, you know,
that
but
was
like
probably jarring. Yeah, but to what someone like that is expecting,
no, absolutely not.
yeah,
Like I'm gonna watch football over watching anime. I'm
I feel that.
sorry.
Shit, must be nice having a good team to watch.
It's enjoyable, man. It was a long road.
Struggle.
It was a long road.
NYG struggles. We're in it together, boys.
Dude, it's crazy how often I get people that like walk past me and they go Bills.
Yeah, dude, because it sticks out. Maybe it only sticks out to me because uh, you and your dad are diehard Bills fans. So maybe that's why it sticks out to me. But I notice it down here. I notice it all the time when I see a Bills jersey.
Well, so for everyone to know, my dad he grew up in Orchard Park, and he raised me to be a Bills fan since I can remember. Um, Raised me to be a Sabres fan since I can remember. You know, early on, it was Sabres all the way, going to the playoffs. Dominic Hasek, you know, just running shit in goal. Uh, but then, you know, once we kind of hit the drought, then it was like, oh, let's watch the Bills because it's less games. We didn't have the on ice package anymore, and it was like, all right, the struggle's real. But that's when video games started really coming out, and I could play as the Buffalo Bills. I could like football games were just so much better than hockey games at that point. That
Yeah,
like
they were. Oh, this is heyday of Madden, bro. This is
yeah.
when Madden was really making its fucking name.
Well, it's when like I didn't even have Madden originally. I had because I had a Sega Dreamcast, so I had the um uh I had some other version that wasn't
Word,
Madden.
word, word.
It's before Madden like cornered the market.
Something that died out now. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you know what it was? It was 2K. It was 2K.
Oh, okay.
But you know, like my fandom has been my entire life, so it's funny how many fans will say to me, "Oh, you know, you're a dick rider. Oh, you're not a real fan and stuff." It's like, listen,
That's one thing that y'all don't know about Timon as well is that him and his dad are like fucking walking encyclopedias when it comes to their teams. It is, I, he is my only friend that is so knowledgeable about their sport, about their team.
yeah, my dad's he loves history. So, you know, growing up, there were a lot of documentaries and things, or the invention of YouTube came out, and me and him would just sit
Mm.
around watching old documentaries that people would post up, old games. We'd look up stats together, you know, and that's how we bonded through sports. And so, you know, like I just feel very lucky. And honestly, I talk to my dad every other day, and 99% of our conversations is Bills.
I was gonna say I also bonded with your dad when I'd come over to your house. Like, technically to see you and hang out with you. But that was after like an hour and a half where I'd disappear with your family when you weren't even fucking there. And
I'd be in my room. I'd be in my room, and I get a text saying like, "Hey, I'm coming over," right? And then all of a sudden, I can't even make my own dad laugh this hard, and I just hear him belly laughing, and I'm like, "Oh, Nihal's here. It's cool."
That was the funniest shit is that the times when you'd come out of your room and you'd come down into like the dining room, his office area,
Yeah.
and find me and him just sitting there bullshitting, and you're like, "What the? How long have you even been here?"
And my dad would
Oh my
wave
gosh.
me. My dad would wave me off like, "Go away."
Oh my god,
But
dude!
like, I love it that you like my dad so much. You know, you like my mom
Of
so much. My
course,
parents
the whole
love
fam,
you.
dude. The whole
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
fam. Come on now.
Boo loves you. My brother loves you. You know.
Angel's the only one that I didn't really
Well,
get to see.
she was
But
out of the
that's
house.
because she
Yeah.
exactly
She was out of the house,
already
traveling the world. You know,
she
doing
was
her
doing
thing.
her fucking thing, man. She was doing her fucking
And she
thing.
still is. You know, she's still that
Hell yeah.
same adventurous person. She just did Kilimanjaro.
What?
Yeah. She just did Kilimanjaro with one
Wow.
of her
That
old.
must have been beautiful to see.
She said it was so crazy because at night the stars are so bright that it's like you're in the city.
That's crazy.
She's like, you
That's
could see
crazy.
everything just because of how bright the stars were.
God, that's fucking cool. I want to go to. I want to experience that. I want to go like camping or something. I mean, I did it when I was younger. I got
Hmm.
to see the stars when you were really far away from any of the fucking gorgeous. But I want to do that in my adult years as well.
Well, so like where I used to, where my family would vacation in Canada, um, it's up in the Haliburton Highlands, which is pretty
Yeah,
far. You know, it's not completely north, but it's like central north.
it's
Where
up
it's,
there. Yeah.
yeah, it's up there. But I've seen like the Northern Lights twice. Um, you,
What?
I've seen meteor
I didn't
showers.
know that. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I've seen meteor showers. I saw a meteor the size of a bus, and I have friends that like can corroborate the story.
Where did you see Northern Lights, by the way?
The same place.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of that. Northern Lights is something that's on my bucket list.
Dude, like my mom explained it the best way to me. She goes, "It looks like spirits that are dancing." And honestly,
Wow, that's a beautiful way to say it.
yeah, it looks like Native American spirits that are just dancing, doing like rain dances and like spiritual dances in the sky.
That's that's fucking awesome. Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
I want to do that one day. One day I want to the northern states and go see that. I mean,
Northern
what
states?
would,
Are you? Who are you, Donald Trump?
well, hey, technically, Alaska is the northernmost state.
Oh yeah, in Alaska you could. That's on.
Alaskan cruises is where I know that they have a few cruises that like legit the whole. There are Bahama cruises, but there's Northern Light cruises where
Yeah.
they literally go out for the people to see the Northern Light, and I can only fucking imagine what that looks like when you're on a fucking cruise in the middle of the ocean
With no light pollution.
with no lights. Because have you ever been on a cruise?
Yes.
So you know how
It was
dark
it was
and
the last time.
how beautiful it already is
Well, I did
without the Northern Lights.
I
But
did a Bahama cruise, and it was the last
a
time
what?
to the Bahamas from
Word, word,
Miami,
word.
and it was the last that cruise was the last time I saw my biological father.
God damn.
That cruise was the reason why I never saw him again.
For real?
He left my sister and I when we were like 5 and 7 at JFK by ourselves in the airport.
Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this. That's crazy. I didn't know the cruise part though.
Yeah, that was the last time I ever saw him. And
Holy
it was
shit.
it was the second to last time I ever talked to him because like he didn't speak English, he only spoke Japanese, and by that
Word.
point my Japanese was like rooster.
Dwindling away. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, so
That
like
makes
I
sense.
couldn't even have a conversation with him. So like you know the language barrier is really tough, which is also I think why learning Spanish was so important to me, so I could communicate with my wife's kids
Yeah. Hell yeah.
because I realized like how detrimental it was for my own life. You know.
Yeah, you can't form the full connection.
Yeah.
You can't form the full connection without that communication.
But hey, man, you know, I would love to do, you know, we can schedule another pod, hopefully, in the next couple days.
Fuck
Um,
yeah. Honestly, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, anybody that watches this shit, if you want to come through, see what we're like live, throw in some fucking comments tomorrow or some shit. Come see us. Come see us. I'm down to hop and chit chat a bit tomorrow too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for those who watched and those that are gonna watch. You know, we really do
Fuck
appreciate it.
Yeah,
This is,
thanks for being here now. Thank you for being here later. Whatever it is, thank you for supporting.
and that's again, this is Big Buddha, and I'm Nemo and Timon, and this is the NimonTank, where we talk about whatever
Fuck
the
yeah.
fuck we want.
Whatever the fuck we want. Y'all have a great fucking night.
All right, let's do this. Out.
Hell yeah. Peace.